from the side of a mountain, a giant mountain here. So this is an earlier time than I would have liked to do, but it's just the time that I'm free. And this video, I'm going to try and hope that YouTube hangs on. Um, the leaves are all falling around me. It's a chilly day today. It was beautiful and warm yesterday. I mean, when I say warm, like 22 degrees. This is more like 10, I think, um, which in Fahrenheit would be maybe 55. So not cold, but cooler. So I have my jacket and my hat on. Anyway, I would like to welcome you. People think I'm in Italy, but I'm not. I'm in La Repubblica di San Marino. So claims to be. I just want to check as well. If you could just give me a thumbs up, tell me if the sound's okay. Oh, I'm hearing some bells in the distance. I put my headphones in. It's not too crowded today, but there's obviously a cruise ship somewhere out in the Adriatic because I saw people holding up the cruise ship tour guide signs. But I do have tower number 2 behind me here of this. These medieval walls go back to the 13th century, the 1200s. San Marino here claims to be the oldest republic in the world. So I'm in a tiny microstate. I am about 12 kilometers from the Adriatic Sea in the distance out there. Hi, hey, there we go. So everybody's hearing me okay? I know we're not going to have a big crowd because of the time. It's 11:30 in the morning, Central European time. So I stayed last night in Rimini, and I'll be staying there tonight. I came over and spending the morning here in San Marino, a country of about 34,500 or 35,000 people. It's been independent most of its history, on and off. And really, when Italy unified during violent unification in the 1860s, they didn't join. They stayed independent. So they're really their own thing. They are not in the European Union, yet they use the euro, and they're surrounded totally by Italy. And we're on the side of Mount Titano. So I'm about 700 meters above sea level right now, 2,300 feet. And given I was at the beach last night, in fact, I was swimming in the Adriatic last night. So that's sort of fun. But I do want to just turn around here and we'll go out walking. And I hope that we hold our connection. But let me turn around here. There is tower 1 of 3. And you can see we're literally on a cliff face, somewhat reminiscent of Gibraltar. And it's all limestone up here. So I'm on the eastern center north, I guess, of Italy. And so about 2.5 hours south of Venice driving time. The Adriatic, it's not that clear, unfortunately, but the Adriatic is straight out there. And if you went out from Rimini, you would sail across and you'd be over in Croatia. So that's kind of where I am in the world. See this big old cliff face. And this is just a perfect conversation or discussion of medieval times. So obviously, well, this was all Roman Empire, needless to say by definition. But beyond that, this area becomes sort of independent as these little medieval fiefdoms. And what I was explaining on the bus this morning to the group as we are driving in is really from Rimini here, there's construction pretty much the whole way. But of course, if you go back 1,000 years, 1,400 years, you would have had a few small villages on the side of this mountain. They build walls around to protect themselves against these walls, and fortresses go back. Hi, everyone. Um, these walls and fortresses go back to the 13th century, late 1200s. So the first sort of fortifications in that more modern sense. But you'd be totally isolated. You're up here and you could see if an army is coming towards you. In fact, one of the stories I read is there was an army coming to invade it and it got so foggy they got lost. You'd see the enemies coming. So this is the last residual history of that medieval time. Now, the little island of Sark, one of the Channel Islands, that is actually considered to be the last feudal state in Europe, right? Little place. They don't use motorized vehicles. But you have this one, you have Liechtenstein, which is a principality, whereas this is a republic, right? And they actually have an interesting government. So during that period of fascism here in Italy, they actually had a fascist government, San Marino. But then this was the first country ever to elect a communist government. Very interesting. And it's now a very healthy economy. As they sit just outside the European Union, they can kind of be duty free. So as you walk up, you're seeing all the shops like perfume and stuff like that, the things you would expect. Uh, but uh, but it is, and there's also the Principality of Monaco, as you know, Andorra, wedged between Spain and France. So these are some of those microstates that are out there. So really, really unique. And I just want to turn around and give everyone a bit of a better view. And I'm going to try my very best to walk down through these medieval streets. So their infrastructure is excellent. It's a wealthy, wealthy place with a high level of development, social development. And so we came in, crossed the border in San Marino, drove up to a parking really at a base of the walls, and then came in through one of the old gates. So we're in the historic town here. And it is living in history. So let me turn you around here. Um, so as I turn around up here, that's the San Marino flag up there in the distance. Now, I would love to take you up into one of these towers, but I'm not going to, only because if I get too close to the limestone walls, I was losing my reception. So I was just trying it out earlier, but I mean, these are ramparts as you imagine them from the medieval period. Lean, sparkling clean. This, though, same thing I talk about at home. I don't know if it was here for the pre-pandemic. So hello there. Hey. But this putting stickers on everything, I think is just such a shame. So it is autumn up here, much more than it is down in the valley. And that's just fine. Like it'd say a cooler day. It was meant to get up to 19 today. It's certainly not there yet. Like I say, it's at 13 down below, and then it was ticking down. I've walked up nice and slowly. But so everyone's out exploring the walls, and they all have really good little maps. See all this limestone out here? So it really does feel the backside of this mountain feels so much like the Rock of Gibraltar. When I came in, my phone lost all reception for a while because, of course, this is functionally an independent country. And so it has to run its own. They do speak Italian, though. Sure, they have their own very distinct accent. Look down valley there. I'd love to get closer, but I think it would cut out. But isn't that just beautiful to see? So it's we've had such gorgeous weather. We had some kind of smoggy weather up in Milan, but then had the most perfect couple of days. And I went to Ravenna yesterday, which I would have liked more time to learn about and explore for its mosaics, but had beautiful weather. And I